Lionel Richie in the Commodores?
No. No.
Nice reference, Matt.
Even Lionel Richie doesn't want to be a Commodore.
A Vanderbilt Commodore?
Well, we're not talking about the Chicago Yacht Club. We're talking about the Ogden Dunes.
Are you wearing the skipper's cap?
No. No, we'll not do like the judge. Anyway, Daryl said, like Judge Schmales, Daryl, save us, but no blue blazer, no little ascot or whatever he had in his pocket, and the little badge and the hat.
I'm picturing Shanny Bean Spalding.
Oh God!
Yes. Oh my goodness!
So Daryl,
I'm heading out to the Red Bull Air Race next weekend.
Good for you.
Nice.
Yeah.
So what are you? I mean, today is even trading the binaries during the day today. I got to believe today's going to be somewhat of a tricky one. Do you think we roll into a weekend on a positive note, considering everything's going on? Maybe we will. I don't know. It seems to be the direction, isn't it?
Up or down is positive either way when you're trading. So.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's a.
But I've been trading the binaries. I run Nadex, and you can go in and one of the things that traders we thrive, we live and die for volatility, right? That's with a constant movement.
Oh yeah, and this is it's a little odd lately though, Daryl, and that you'll see a stock that is not volatile, but it's directional. So if it's up 40 cents a day every day, it's not really enough to make any money. Yet at the end of the month, you're like, God, I think it was 70, now it's 76, but it's not really.
Well, that's the thing about trading on Nadex is you can have there's two ways to trade volatile. You can trade the spreads, which are if the market's really moving, that's where you can make the most is on a spread. But you also have the binaries on Nadex, which are in themselves, they are volatile. You can have a market move 3, 4 cents, ticks, whatever, and literally you can have a contract go from $10 to a $90 value in a matter of a few ticks.
Well, we've got what is the most? What people are trading over there? We actually had some moving oil. We've had some. The ags are going down huge, and some people now are thinking they're down even lower. So there's some action there. There's a little bit of action in the S&P. It just dribbles up every day. I wouldn't exactly call it action, but.
Well, the S&P just runs to a spot and sits down.
Yeah. I mean, you've got your movement. Does everybody agree with all us traders that maybe we should start the day hour and a half earlier and end it an hour and a half earlier? And what is with the afternoon now? We close when Europe closes, for God's sake.
Yeah.
For God's sake.
For God's sake.
Yeah.
But you're right. You could translate, especially Tom. A year or so ago, and all the headlines were coming out of Europe and their bond market, and are they going to stay as a union or not? All the action was overnight. It's getting a little bit better now, but you're absolutely correct. If the morning, I've noticed because I do a lot of day trading, and pardon me for interrupting the conversation, but if there's an early morning trend that is in place when I get in, like right now, let's say the market had been trending up all night, there's a real good chance that's going to exoust itself by 10:30 when Europe closes.
And then but then we don't turn. We just sit.
No, we just sit down. Exactly right. So let's start the start at 4:30, end at 8:30.
So what was the record the other day? We 18 minutes with the S&P in a 1 point range or 1 cent range. So Daryl, how do you trade that one on the Nadex?
You can actually go and you buy an in the money binary contract. So you buy a contract that's all red, like the market's already above the strike price.
Like by a half a cent, and then it just sits there for 4 hours. And you make all your money. It's great. It'll work.
Exactly. I mean, imagine doing a credit spread. Okay, but you normally have to wait a week or a few weeks on a credit spread or an iron condor, right?
Yep.
We do the same thing on Nadex. You go in and you just basically put on a contract to collect the premium. So either you can pay the premium or you can collect the premium. The thing is, instead of waiting a week to do it, you can do it every single hour on Nadex.
But now today, those guys, I mean, I would imagine they're going to have somewhat of a slow day like everybody else. I mean, like Kevin says, I don't know. Once we get to the opening here, if the S&P, once we get through a couple of these numbers, if we're up 7 in the S&Ps. I don't know. I'm guessing we close between 6 and 8. Unfortunately.
Yeah. So that's actually pretty easy. You just hop in, you just buy a couple points below or sell a couple points above the market, and just collect the premium. Just let it sit there because somebody's willing to pay that premium because they think that volatility is coming. Well, you just go in and just collect it, and you can hop out if it goes against you. But it's like any other credit spread.
Well, that's the. I mean, obviously, I'm more of an option trader, and that's the part that aggravates the hell out of you. You sit there and you say, I don't think it's going to be that busy this week. And you see the straddle at $1, and you go, wait a minute. even if we're not busy, we can move $1. I don't know. I surely wouldn't want to be short that thing. So then you'll buy it, and then all of a sudden you sit there for a week. But you know in your heart of hearts that if you ever sold it, you wouldn't sit there for a week.
Right, exactly. And you don't have to sit there for a week. You can sit there for 30 minutes or 10 minutes. I mean, I'll have trades I put on 10 minutes before an hour closes. and be done with the trade.
What is your
Some of
normal?
my trades are 5 minutes before the hour closes, and I'm literally collecting like 20% on the trade.
Is there a if you could put your finger on it, is there a normal time frame for one of your trades?
Well, I'm usually trading during the day.
Okay.
So I mean, they trade at night. I know a lot of traders over in our trade room, trading pit. A lot of traders trading at night, Euro session, especially lately the Euro session. Personally, myself, I usually hop in, somewhere between 8 and 11 a.m. just during the busy time. If I'm collecting premium, though, I'll hop in, about 15 minutes before any hour, and I'd say probably 70% of my trades are about 15 minutes before an hour closes.
Wow. All right. Well, how do we find you? How does everybody find you? It's apexinvesting.com. Do you have a Twitter feed?
Twitter.com/apexinvesting. So so we can hop on, and we send out news trades. We have a free news trading plan. If you want to learn how to trade all this news that's happening, we give that away for free. And we have a binary scanner for Nadex. It's absolutely free. It's a live feed from the Nadex exchange. There's all the math for you. And about 400 hours of free education on how to trade Nadex.
So there, we're going to
big trading community. So if you want to learn how to do it, then definitely hop over to apexinvesting.com and we can help you out.
One quick question, Tom. Are binaries considered futures or securities, or what category are they fall in?
They're regulated. Well, they're actually not in and of themselves. It's based upon what they're based on. So if they're based on, say futures, then they're in the futures and swaps options category.
Okay.
If they're based on stock, then they'd be in the securities category.
Got it.
But they're regulated by the futures guys.
Right, exactly. Nadex is regulated by the CFTC.
Right.
Yep, same body that regulates the CME.
Quick question: is the September is normally the market's turn down month, worst month? We went through. Is that going to happen this year, or are we going to blow every other calendar thing we've blown the last few years to smithereens?
Well, I'm hoping it happens. So I like the volatility. I like the premium.
Yeah, I do too.
And then it picks back up, and we have a nice positive end of the year, so everybody can feel all happy and kumbaya and all that stuff. But usually about the third week of September is where it kicks in. And that's where, the seasonality calendar of the VIX, that you'll see that premiums start kicking in really hard. If the Ukraine thing blows up and there's some instability and the market doesn't know what's going on, that's the one thing the market doesn't like, is the not knowing what's going on. And things get really unstable, then we're going to see that uptick in the volatility index.
All right, Dan, thank you very much, man. Have a nice weekend. And anybody, apexinvesting.com if you want to find Dan. Dan will have you back, bud. Take care of yourself.
All right, sounds great. Thanks.
Kevin, you're